Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm Serena.
Wait, no, sorry, I'm not married to that.
That was really stupid.
Let's try this one again.
Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm Serena.
And this is Not Married to This.
Okay, Joe, my show's about to start. Welcome back to another episode of Not Married to This. Today we are joined by an amazing couple and two New Yorkers. She is a content creator, entrepreneur, and writer. Her new book, Let's Fucking Date, comes out September 22nd, so check out those pre-orders. And he is a podcaster, entrepreneur, and managing partner of Bullet Pitch, a connector of founders, investors, and influencers. Please welcome Serena fucking Kerrigan and Felix Levine.
Thank you so much for having us.
How are you guys doing?
We're great. We missed your better half, but
I know. We also miss him today, but he will be back better than ever.
But you're holding
soon.
down the fort, baby, and it's two Serenas,
Thank
so
you.
we're good. Felix,
exactly.
good luck.
I feel
We have
ganged
Serena
up on.
squared today. I love finding another Serena. It doesn't happen very often.
Oh, I know. It's very special.
Let's take it back. Tell me where you each were in your life professionally, personally, dating-wise when you guys met each other.
So I was 29 years old. I was so fucking sick of dating in New York City, and I'm born and raised from New York, so like I thought, okay, maybe like my person isn't out here. Also, I built an entire brand around dating. So it got to a point where I remember like there were like comments on my videos that were like, okay, but like if your advice is so good, like where is he? Where's your man? And I was like, fuck. I was like, those can't do teach. Like, I don't know. So I was like really, I was getting to a point where I was like really frustrated. I was like, you know what, maybe I just need to shake up my life a little bit and move somewhere. So I like ended my lease and I was planning on moving to London or LA or somewhere. Like I didn't know quite yet, but I was very much like, leaving New York was kind of my energy.
Mm-hmm.
And
was that mainly because of the dating scene? And
yeah.
you were like, I really want to find my person and I just feel like they might not be here.
Yeah. Like I was 29. I'd been single for most of my 20s and I loved it. But it was getting to the point where I was like, okay, maybe he's just not in New York. Like this is my hometown. It's like, imagine you never left your hometown. No. I remember I got a membership at Zero Bond and I told my mom like, it's good because like this is worth the money because like I'm gonna meet my husband there.
It's an investment in my future life.
And I walk in and I'm like every fucking Peter Pan that I like knew from high school was there.
And
you know
you've
what I
already
mean?
seen on Raya and Hinge probably.
Yeah, no, I was like, that's not where my man's is. So I don't know. I think that I was kind of not at a low point, just like I was frustrated and I was like, okay, I'm leaving New York. That was my mentality of like, so I said yes to more dates and I was very open to opportunities, not just dates. And then he was a year out of college.
A year out of college, nice and fresh. I was exactly that. I was really podcasting at the time, more or less full time. I personally had been out of a relationship, I guess 6 months prior. That was terrible. And
was it a long one?
No, it was very short. Whole other story.
A good thing that it was short.
Correct. And honestly, I was just kind of like young and just working, and everybody always thinks that I invited Serena on with intentions. The reality is that she had a great brand and a great personality and was based in New York. And I had a friend of hers on my show before who was like, you need my friend Serena Kerrigan on. And so I invited her on literally just thinking it would be a great podcast. And
it was.
It was a great
that lasted
podcast.
forever.
For legit. It really took us by surprise. Took me by surprise. I think like I went in with like out mascara. Like I didn't like look cute. I didn't have any expectations, but I think that I really was so myself. Yeah. And I think that's another thing, you know, people say like you meet your person like when you're like also doing something you love. And I love talking about myself. And I loved talking about my career, and it was a job. Like that was the purpose. It was through work.
Yeah,
so it
you
makes
felt
sense.
in your element.
For sure.
Yeah.
But when we, you know, I didn't know how old he was. So that was interesting.
Were you each other's physical types when you met?
Like verbatim. This
Really?
tennis player even.
Okay.
crazy.
Love tennis players.
You do kind of look like a tennis player. Do you play
he
tennis?
is.
Yeah, I
you
did.
are. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I had a specific type per se, but
Okay.
I think
Hot.
Yeah, there
So
you
then,
go.
yeah, I mean-
Done. Easy.
What's kind of ironic to me is your podcast was called Unlike Me, and it was about having people on that you had nothing in common with to kind of learn about them. How do you guys feel like you have a lot in common and also nothing at all in common now that you know each other so much better?
Well, even better, it was originally called Where's This Going before I rebranded it to Unlike Me. So Serena loves to joke like, where's this going?
We know where it went.
We found where it
we
went.
know where it went. It's no longer.
But in terms of
Where's
actually,
this going?
then when I rebranded it to be called Unlike Me, I think Serena and I are very, very different in many, many ways. There's a lot of things that we have in common, obviously. But I think that's also why it works, right?
What's different about us?
Can't you tell? Like,
I mean, I can. I know you
really?
guys. A little bit.
Well, I think that in every relationship, and this is a chapter in my book, there should be a rock and a star. You know, there's like the star, not saying like movie star, but like an explosive personality, and then someone who's more even keeled.
Look,
Which
my
do you
husband
think
is an
is-
Aries.
Oh,
As are
so am
you.
I.
So I see who's the star. I'm
Yeah.
married to the star. I actually like being the rock, which is, it's ironic to say I'm not the star. I'm sitting here alone podcasting with you
you
guys.
are a star.
Talking to Mike. Thank you so much. Felix, what's your horoscope sign?
An Aquarius.
Aquarius.
Ah, an Aquarius man. Usually don't trust those, but you can be the exception. We love you.
Oof. Tough.
So what were your initial hesitations of each other then?
That he was a recent college grad, and I was 29.
You didn't feel like going back to college?
No, literally love
An
college
early
so much.
college reunion?
Love college so much. I mean, it was like our third date, and that's when I Googled him because I was like, okay, wait,
She was so mad.
We're progressing, and I was
She
really
was mad. You were mad when you found out how old he was?
Yeah. I don't know really why. It wasn't because he was being deceptive. Like the fact that it never came up was a testament to how little it actually matters. And
Yes.
to this point in our relationship, like it's the least interesting thing, although it's the thing that I think I fixated on the most. I think it was just like, oh my God, like he's so much younger than me, 6 years younger than me. He's like, this is a fleeting thing, or like he's not that serious, or I don't know.
I think that's so fair though. You were young.
Yeah, the other one you thought was that I had like a fetish for older women. Not true, by the way, in case anyone's
Sure about that?
Well, I mean,
A lot of your exes are older, which actually made me feel better.
do you find you connect with older women more typically?
I
Older is such a strong word.
Yeah.
For those listening, Serena is 6 years older than you.
Yeah. I guess that's
Let's
also
calm
important,
down
right?
here.
This
Yeah,
is not
we're
like
not
20,
talking
30
20
years.
years.
I know.
Yeah.
By the way, our parents are both 6 years apart. Like both of our parents. Isn't that crazy?
Really?
So like that was
in terms of your dad or your mom being the older
my
one?
mom was older. My mom's older than my dad, and your mom.
We have the reverse.
The
on that.
reverse. But like in general, the 6 years
Yes.
has been.
That's interesting that you fixate on it considering it's modeled for you at home.
Well, both of them are divorced, so.
Gotcha.
Yeah, damn. Congrats to them.
But I'm
No,
assuming
it's
not
not a big
divorced
deal.
because of the age difference.
No,
No,
no.
way bigger problems.
Exactly. I think it's also, I don't know, there's stigma. There is. And I had the stigma too. I was like, there's never any fucking way that I would ever date someone younger than me or even my age. They can't handle me. I'm too intimidating for them. They're not going to provide for me, da da da. And it's like, I could not have been more wrong. Like if any of the dating advice that I spewed, that was the one I was most wrong about. And I'm glad. And now I think I've started a bit of a trend. Like a lot of women message me being like, I'm dating a younger guy.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. I'm like, mazel tov. It's incredible. But it's not something I think that you should like look. I think you should just be as open-minded as you can when you're dating. Like that really should be it because you might be surprised.
I agree 100%. One of my girlfriends, when I date with someone who's 25, she's 28, and she's like, it can only be casual. It can only be casual.
That's
he's
not even
25.
an age
I was
difference,
like,
yo.
it's 3 years.
That's not even a
girlfriend.
thing.
Like my husband, Joe, is 11 and a half, 12 years older than me.
Okay, so
Never in a million years did I think I would date that much older. I was like 6, 7, maybe 8 years older is like the max I would ever go. Right. Similar to you guys, we met, we connected. Age was not even a conversation on the table. Once it was, I was like, whew, okay.
How old are you guys when you met?
I was 23 and he was 35. So like
similar.
Yeah, I mean,
Literally.
he was in his mid. I mean, he was older than you, but yeah, I was young. Where
Yeah.
it was like I could understand why we would be a little taken aback by that. But
Yeah.
he was like, we have an amazing connection. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter to me as long as our lives fit together and
Right.
our goals. Like I think. Did you feel like you were at a similar stage of life and career, and that contributed to making it work? No, interesting.
Not at all.
How so?
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
he was a year out of college. What do you mean? He was living at home.
I mean, yeah, I guess I was
For
too when I
sure.
met Joe.
Like-
I literally was like, I can't afford a plane ticket to you, and I'm living at home. By the way,
Correct.
you know, I was like working for myself, which sounds all glamorous, but is actually the least, it is the most stressful thing, especially when you're young and just out of school. So you're making no money, you're figuring it all out as we go. You know, that's also right around the time shortly thereafter is when I got involved on the bullet pitch side of things. And so like, you're just still figuring yourself out and figuring your life out. And I kind of knew the direction that I wanted it. But at the same time, like Serena was older. She was more established. She was more successful. She was all these things. And I think to the age gap thing, it's like, it's very easy, I think, specifically for a guy to quickly feel insecure. But I think I also like, instead of being insecure about that, it was like, all right, let's lay it out on the table. Like, you know, all of the things that are probably going to be the common questions that I get, let me address all of them from the jump here and set expectations. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it works, great.
What were some of those questions?
I think obviously, you know, it's like engagement, marriage, kids. And so I think even from the jump, it's like not even on my mind, any of those for years, right? Obviously that's what you're working for one day, but right now, no. And so
I was like, my biggest concern was that he would feel emasculated, you know? So I was like, but I think that from the beginning, Felix was always really like, whenever I got a brand deal or I wanted to share it with him, like he never was like, don't like hide things from me because you're afraid of how I might react. Like if anything, it like motivates me to work harder and like to also want to provide. So I feel like from the jump, he's always been so supportive of that fact. And I don't know, I think that we really are a good team. We want the same things. And obviously like it works.
Did any part of you worry that he was looking or interested in?
If he was a gold digger?
I was gonna say like caretaker, but yeah, I feel like do you gold digger? Well, I mean, I think there's guys that like to be taken care of, and they like the idea of a woman taking care of them. Past the point of like love and nurture and care, was there any part of you where you're like, I'm not trying to be mommy right now?
No, honestly, at all. And
Felix, you like that one?
Mamacita. No, like dinners he pays for. He's like really intentional about that. I think that when I wanted to go on the 5-star luxury trip the first year of dating, he was like, bitch, like, you know, like let's level set here. Like that's 6 years ahead of the workforce. But like that's like where we would compromise. But I think like, I don't know, I didn't feel it. I think I feel it maybe more with like the expectation of like needing to get married or like people saying that or like, oh, and I don't know. That's something that to me, like, I didn't grow up with parents being like, your wedding. That's not something I like. It'll happen when it happens. I feel very confident in us. I don't need that to like validate how we feel about it.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's very easy when you're super young, like in this specific situation, right? That some people could think like everything you just said. I think for me, I always, I work my ass off. And so it's like, it's simply time. Like she's literally like, she's been in the workforce again at a high level for 6 years, longer than I have. And then on top of that, I think it's like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat like where I'm at. And I think a lot of like specifically guys, when they feel emasculated, are going to, you know, make a lot of dumb decisions to try to compensate for that. And I've seen it a million times. And it's like, I think also she believed in me early and still does, hopefully.
100%.
So, you know, like I knew for me it was just a matter of time. And I also never wanted to be the person that takes credit for her success. Like even when it comes to like buying things or trips or whatever it is, like we handle it in the ways that we handle it, which is now pretty even. But it's like at the time, you know, like, yeah, she was in a different position than I was.
Also, this is a big chapter in my book about finances, but like I think the sexiest thing a man can do is be like, hey, I can't afford that right now. Like I would love to go on this trip with you. I'd love to buy you an Hermes bracelet, right, baby, or a bag. But like I can't right now. Yeah. And I think like that's the issue in relationships is when the men like either doesn't want to, feels insecure about admitting that, and then they're overcompensating and they're going into debt, and then there's resentment, and like that's how it cracks. Whereas like Felix and I have always just been extremely honest with each other from the jump, and I think that is how it worked.
Yeah. Looking back, do you guys feel like it was some form of love at first sight with you guys?
100%. Do you?
Yes.
Good answer.
It's crazy. Like 6 minutes in, we were already like goo goo. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It totally took us by surprise.
And then 3 weeks later, you were like officially boyfriend and girlfriend. Take us through a little bit of that 3 weeks. Because that's, I mean, could be considered quick for some people.
It was. You were like living with me like a month in, I feel
Whoa.
like. Yes,
Wait,
you were.
Wait, the way that you said that is crazy. I lived in Brooklyn, yes, at home. She lived in the city. I would come every day because she didn't want to come to Brooklyn, big, scary Brooklyn. And
that's
so,
crazy.
I'm
going to get canceled for that.
That's
nuts. I'm a Manhattan girl.
Can I finish? And so by the time I was like literally going there every day, she's like, stay with me, stay, begging me to stay there. And so finally she's like, I'm just not going there. Can you just like, I'll give you a shelf here. Like, just come.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. But going back to even the point before, like I never, and I think this is important, jokes aside, like I always told her, I'm like, I can't afford this rent, right? Like if we want to have kind of like an equitable relationship in that sense, like let's do half here, half in Brooklyn, half here. Like that, and I really laid it out, and she, I think it was out of laziness. She's just like, no, just come here, like shut up, you're being annoying.
Why would I go? Yeah, no.
But like,
Serena's not going to Brooklyn.
No, and I'm
crazy.
No, but I'm
Born
a
and raised in
Manhattan
Brooklyn, by
girl.
the
I'm
way.
a Manhattan girl. Okay, I'm a born and raised Manhattan girl. We don't leave the island
The island.
that I have conquered. Again, honesty is just like where to go. And like, but I never felt like Felix was like hanging or like using or anything. I don't know. It's always been really.
Yeah, I don't know.
Felix is
I'm not
like, "It's
swiping
'cause I
her
did
credit
such a
card in
good
case.
job."
If anyone's wondering, the Uber Eats is
he pays for it.
99% on mine.
As it
So.
should be.
What are some of the things that your relationship has taught you guys about yourself?
I think no matter how great a relationship is, and you can probably attest to it as well, like there are always going to be things that you both have to work on. And I don't think any of it is ever easy. And so I think but then it's also reminding yourself how kind of special it is, and it's worth kind of figuring and problem solving through. And so I think also patience, and I mean that in like actually the best way. Like I think it's like she has to be patient with me in a lot of ways. I have to be patient with her in some ways. But at the end of the day, I think, you know, we're building something really beautiful and special, and so I think that's the most important thing to remember. You didn't like that?
Yeah, it was cute. I feel like I taught you. You said it like taught you like purpose. It like gave you purpose, or no?
Yeah. No, I think especially early on, and when like kind of going back to like early on when we were dating, it made me feel like I was working for something. It still makes me feel like I'm working for something and like a bigger and better life together. But I think that like, and we've talked about this, like I think like your purpose kind of comes from within. And then I think the greater purpose of the life we're building together is extremely special. And I think that that's obviously something that I want to provide for us, for even our little family with Poncho now and future family. Like I think all of these things I agree on, like the purpose side.
That's so interesting. Joe said that after we got married too. Like how we always kept saying like, oh, nothing changes when you get married. Nothing changes when you get married. And eventually he was like, there is this element though of like, yeah, purpose, like this future together, what I'm creating, what I'm striving for. Like he was like, I would go out and just like blow money like it was nothing when I was single.
Right.
Like I wouldn't think anything of it. I'm just like living for me, living selfishly, living in the moment. And he's like, it does give me such a greater sense of the future and how I want to live my life for the future because I see this future with you.
I feel like for me, then this is a chapter in my book. Sorry to keep calling back to it, but it is called Let's Fucking Date. It's called Now What? And it's kind of like when you settle into your relationship and suddenly you have like a mirror held up to you. Because like before you were like, does he like me? Or the red flags? Like, is he going to text me back? And then when that goes away, when you're in this like stable, healthy relationship, suddenly it stops becoming about like his, you know, red flags or whatever, like things that, you know, he's doing wrong or getting obsessive over whether he likes you. And it starts being back to yourself. And I feel like Felix has held up a mirror to myself about like, you know, just like how hard I am on myself, or like if I can't sit still, like my doom scrolling, how I used to get reactive when I drank a lot. Like these are things that like when you're, especially when you're living with someone, they're able to just show you in a way that's like constructive and out of love. And I think that, you know, there always used to be this thing, like, you know, when like people would say like, in weddings and stuff, they're like, you make me want to be a better person. And I was like, what the fuck? That is the most cliche shit ever. But then you meet your person and you're like, I see what that means. Like, I really do want to become a better version of myself. So, and they like love you through it. You're like, you've seen this side of me and you still want to wake up next to me every day. Like, that's so nice.
Felix, you don't drink.
I don't drink, no.
Serena, you do.
I do, but honestly, these days it's less and less. But yes.
How has that been for your relationship? And did you ever envision yourself dating someone who didn't drink? Because I have a lot of friends that would say they would never do it.
I literally never thought I would ever in a million years. I used to associate drinking with fun, which was wrong. I think, first of all, when we first started dating, you did drink. It's not like we got to the first date and he didn't. You had wine with me or something.
Yeah, maybe like
It was
a glass of
a
wine.
glass or something. So, but quickly into dating, he just didn't want to drink anymore. And I think it made me realize that we obviously have just live in this predominantly like heavy drinking culture, and it's not necessary, especially now. It's funny that he's so much younger than me, but especially in your 30s, my friends are having kids. Like, we're not going out like we used to. So I don't know, what do you think it did for our relationship?
I think for me, it was like, I'm going to make my choices for myself and you can do yours. After, if there's a conflict of, because of that or
The
whatever
problem is
it
that I
is.
became a bitch when I drank.
Okay.
Yeah. And so like for me, it was.
Happens sometimes.
And
Like really cunty. Which I didn't realize because
Just to him, or like was that like your blackout alter ego, or was that just
in general? He said in general.
general?
No, I think it's because my past partners would also get really drunk. So we would fight, it'd be explosive, but no one could ever hold me accountable because they were just as drunk as I was.
Yes, and that probably became your norm. Like that's just how it goes down.
100%. But with you, I feel like because you were sober, I couldn't get away with being a bitch. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I was just very reactive. I would take things. I feel like you're never a bitch. I feel like you're the nicest person on the planet. I can't even imagine you reacting poorly. But for me, a little hot-headed.
Yeah, that's so
Do you
fair.
ever bitch Joe out or?
There's no way.
If I did
Never?
or do,
She's
no,
the Rock.
Very rarely. I'm
'Cause
very
it's like you.
like calm, patient. He would never bitch me out, but he's the hothead
Yeah,
in the
it's
relationship.
the star in the rock.
He's the big
That's
emotions.
why you work.
Yeah,
Rock star theory.
I'm pretty chill. If I ever bitched him out, he would know.
I know
Something
that's
has
what
really
Felix.
gone down.
No, when Felix like the one
Yeah.
hand, like I'd say like handful finger of times that you've gone upset at me. I'm like, okay, I really fucked up there.
She stands on no business, by the way.
Oh, yeah, of
like
course
she
not.
might like go nuts, and then like I'll like, and she's like,
She came so fast.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
it's
You
like
don't want
dog
someone who
with
stands
tail
on
between-
business. That's
between
crazy.
her legs.
No, Poncho's like, mommy, ow.
Yeah.
No, literally me. Like I can't. It's fine. But yes, that was something that was really good. That was good for him to show me like if you're drinking 3 drinks, like you're gonna lose
Yeah,
control.
and like you said, he's sober, so there's really no argument there.
Right, right.
You can't be like, well, you don't know what you're talking about.
But it's also kind of just this idea that like you have to get drunk to have fun. Like we're out all the time. He's so social. So it kind of showed me like you don't need to get so fucked up. And if
Yeah.
you do, then what is that underneath? Like are you trying to self-soothe? Are you uncomfortable and like it makes you more comfortable to drink? Like what are those things? And that kind of was important for me to think about.
Why'd you stop drinking, Felix? Do you mind me asking?
I never really drank like that much,
Okay.
candidly. I think when I was like, in high school, it was like to get drunk like every other kid under the sun.
Yeah.
And then as I got older, it's like there's really no pros to it. You feel like shit. It's expensive, especially in New York. It's not great for you. Like, and candidly, I didn't really love the taste. So I was just like, all right, probably. And then I think once you like really or never do it, you just never really want to do it. Yeah. I have like no desire now.
I've talked to a few people recently that are like, oh, I went to take a month off and then it was 3 months and then I was
Yeah.
like, I can't
Yeah, it's one of those things.
deny how much better I feel
Yeah.
now that I've
Yeah.
gotten sober, have stopped drinking. You guys are both public people. You're both online. Do you have any boundaries with what you share or how you share it? I'm assuming you talk about your relationship in the book. Was
Yeah,
that
a
a
lot.
conversation you guys had?
Was a conversation. I just handed in the chapters after I wrote it. I was like,
She literally
is-
said, "Command F your name," and then like, "Good luck." I was like, "All right."
I said, can you just double check that everything's okay?
Yeah.
I try to be obviously intentional about when I talk about our relationship. I think like I want him to do these like the silly little like kiss or like dance videos on TikTok, and he's just like, absolutely not. I think that's a boundary that you set.
Joe's not doing those with me either.
And I'm just like, oh, like, but then I think he's taught me that like it is everything on social media is performative to some degree, right?
Yeah.
Like we're posting, like
Some
there's that-
people feel more comfortable performing than others. And if it doesn't feel
Right.
authentic, that makes sense that you're like, not for me.
I think Felix also just showed me, he's just like, why do you feel the need? Like, why do we need to do the video of us, like, me, like, dipping you in the street and kissing you and twirling you around? Like, why do you, like, what are you trying to prove? And it's so true. It's like, we're solid. I don't need the internet to, know that. And it's also not authentic to him.
Correct.
Felix's
Like
face is
legit
hiding, you're
nightmare.
killing me.
Hate that.
He's like,
And
I'm
all due respect
sweating
to
just
like,
thinking of
there's
that.
couples that's their thing, and it's just not. At least for me, like it's not what I want to do. And I think even as time has gone on, and I've gotten moderately older, and will continue to get older, and it's like, I don't know. I don't need everybody like seeing every single thing I do. And even like I've posted, I think, less on social media recently. Just like, I understand the business very well. And I understand like what works and what doesn't, but I do think that there's, I'm a human, she's a human. There are things that you don't have to share with the world, and it's better. You're better for it.
Let's fucking date,
Yes.
become the prize, enjoy the ride, and never settle again.
Love the way you say that.
Tell us about this book. How did it come to be?
Did you ever read dating books like growing up? Or was that your thing?
No, I'm a very slow reader, so I'm like fantasy only.
Okay, so fair, so fair. So I don't know. I became like obsessed with dating books because I was like, I need my man. Where's my man? Like, I don't know. I've always been dickmatized from a young age, so I guess that's what it was. And I felt like we were missing a book for 2026, 27, like for women who are like making their money, who are in boss positions, but still wants a man to provide for them emotionally. Like, because like I think we've all proved that women can make their own money.
We're only buying Let's Fucking Date, but did you have books that you loved that inspired this book?
No, I would say if anything, like read this accompanying other books. Like, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a psychologist, like I don't have data in my book. This is just like from my experiences, from the experiences of my community, my friends. I loved Why Men Love Bitches. That was my Bible growing up.
I've always wanted to read that. That came out when I was in like high school, I think, and everyone was talking about it.
So I've had some people say that this is kind of like, not that I'm comparing it because it is such an iconic book, but people have said that this is kind of like the 2026 version of Why Men Love Bitches.
Okay.
Where it has that like snark and like that funniness and that, like, I love that book so much, but part of it feels like it's a little like in the past. Like the whole concept is like it's about not being, you know, a wallflower. Is that what it is? Like a wallflower or like a doormat. And I feel like women in 2026, like we're not doormats. We're not wallflowers. We're baddies. If anything, it's the opposite effect where it's like we're so like making money and calling the shots that like we don't know how to kind of like lean into that, you know, trusting like feminine aspect of ourselves on dates. Like if we want like a man, we can't be like managing every situation because we want to let the man also like take the lead, right?
Yes, Natasha and I talk about that.
Oh, Natasha is mentioned in the book. She was Natasha
iconic.
Parker was a big inspiration of mine.
So for those that don't know, Serena Kerrigan has an entire empire of Let's Fucking Date. This was a card game. It was a digital series. You have a Substack where you do a lot of writing, talking about dating. Why did the book feel like the next step for you?
Because I love giving advice and I love writing. I was an English major in college, and I feel like a book is something that withstands the test of time. Like I feel like it's something tangible, like my card games, I love that. But you know, I make a video on the internet and like a couple of years later, I'm like, wait, I can't find that video I made. Like I feel like there's just so many videos, and I think that there's so few books, and it, you know, my grandkids can read it one day. I don't know.
Felix, your grandkid's gonna be reading about this?
I'm like, wait, didn't we skip over
our kids? Obviously. This is what I'm going to read to them when they're like little babies.
So the book is 10 parts, all the way from the foundation to making it last, everything in between. What is your favorite part of the book?
Probably the intro is one of my favorite parts of the book.
I loved your intro.
Yeah.
I really did. It's not what I expected when I opened it. It's a super fun story. And I feel like it introduces like what the book's about, you as a person, how you view dating. Yeah, it was really cute.
The gist of the story, although you guys are going to pre-order it, so I'm not worried, you're going to see it. But the gist of the story is just like how I became so obsessed with this little boy named Henry when I was like 7 years old. And I barged into my mom's room and I was sobbing. My mom's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I was like, you don't understand. Like, I got my heart broken. You don't understand what it feels like. And she basically was like, I do understand what it feels like.
Like, believe it or not, Serena, that's happened to me too.
But my emotions were just like so, Felix knows. I have a lot of emotions. I feel very, very, very deeply.
Are you a catastrophizer?
100. Catastrophizer. I'm so emotional. I cry, I think, every single day, right, Felix?
There was a time, I think, for like a year straight, you cried every day. But it could be a range of things.
And then
I have friends that cry every day.
Yeah.
And then I went on SSRIs, so it's slowed down a little bit.
congrats.
But
Like,
yes.
now it's like 4 times a week.
Yeah, so every other day.
We've tapered it down.
Yes, we have. Go me. But just that story, I think, encompasses why I wanted to write this book, because like I know what it feels like to want love so bad and to feel like the guy that rejects you, like it feels like your world is going to end and there's no one left. And I felt that at such a young age and it's followed me throughout my whole life. So like, I feel like that's why I also wanted to write this book. Like, I'm not like, you know, I felt like a lot of dating books are like written by like the psychologist or the doctor. And I think it's amazing. And I'm not dissing any books, but it's like, I wanted a book that's written by the baddie that also was on Hinge, just like you, and was going on a million dates. Like, I want it from someone relatable. And I think that that's what also women want. They don't want from someone on their soapbox being like, you should do this, that, and like, okay, well, what's your fucking experience? It's like, no, I was in the trenches too, bitch. Yes. Okay?
Yes.
That's
in New York City with a million men, but very hard to date in.
Right. Well, that's a big SFK piece of advice. We don't say that. We don't
say. Well, that's just, look, I've never been single in New York City, but the girls on the street have said it's a hard city to date in.
That is literally a chapter of my book saying we're dispelling this fucking lie. Stop saying that your city is the worst city to date in. Because someone could argue, New York City, so many options. I'm in rural Idaho. Imagine they're like, dude, like I wish I could have all the options in New York. So it's all a perspective thing. And I think a core tenet of my book is really this. You can't control anyone really but yourself, your mindset and putting yourself out there. And the words you speak about dating. And so there are a lot of chapters in my book that like, I know you know this, like your single friends are like, it's so hard to date. Dating is the worst. Apps suck. It's like so much negativity. And it's like, if you can just change the way you're speaking about dating, that's half the battle.
Yeah. Instead saying like, there are amazing, good looking, successful people in my city that are interested in dating me.
And I have yet to meet them, but they're there.
But they're there.
And that's the thing with Felix. Like, I think like, look, he was there.
Do you believe in soulmates?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you? Yes, I think Felix is my soulmate. I also think my Nana is my soulmate.
And Poncho.
And Poncho's are soulmate. You know, I think that there's a lot of different soulmates that kind of scratch different itches.
Yeah. What was the hardest part of the book to write?
I don't talk about our relationship in every chapter, but the ones that I do, it was about how do I like show vulnerability, but also being cognizant of Felix and doing it in a graceful way where you're opening up, but like you're also being respectful of our relationship at the end of the day, you know? So there was just like the fighting chapter. I just basically said, I'm always right.
That's crazy. That's what you wrote?
No.
She apologizes every time. Anyways.
Exactly.
I know you guys. I don't know you guys that well. From what I've gathered, Serena, you are a workaholic.
Absolutely. I don't know. I just curious.
Felix, how do you support Serena on her journey writing this book?
It was really cool to see her dive so deeply, and then I think there was also just because like the schedule of writing this was my first time ever seeing somebody like close write a book is very intense, and there are certain you know, I think like seeing someone go through like a writer's block and then like also like deadlines and things like that, and it was really kind of a beautiful process, and there were some days that I literally saw her wake up at 7 and go to sleep at 3 and then do it like 3 nights in a row. And so yeah, you could just tell that she poured her heart and soul into it and she really cares about it. And even when you see people on the street that see Serena and you can kind of see the impact she's had, I think that now to be able to do it in a very in-depth way is very exciting for her and exciting for her community. So it's just cool to see from the sidelines.
Yeah, honestly, like it was really fucking hard. Yeah. Writing a book is really hard because I think you're like, it's one thing at the beginning it was fun. It was like, and then they were like, okay, your deadline's coming up. You're not going to be able to change stuff. And suddenly I was like, oh my God, like think about this. Like everything is permanent. There's no editing.
Yeah. There's no like in 2 months I reread this and I want to go back and like switch up that sentence.
No. So that's then stressful. You're really looking at it from a different POV. And I also didn't write it with anyone else. I had amazing editor, shout out to Lori. I had amazing team, agent. I had my mom read it actually maybe 100 times. Like I had a lot of great people around me that read it, but at the end of the day, you got to just fucking trust yourself. Yeah. And that's the difference between that and like a video. You know what I mean? Like of like having to really actually trust yourself and what you're doing and not having that immediate gratification.
Does having this book bring any sort of pressure surrounding the success of your relationship?
Oh, literally I said we can't break up now.
Okay, I was.
Oh yeah.
You're like, yeah, you're gonna marry me. No. And we're gonna live a long, happy life.
I'm like, take all the time you need, honey. Get your bag, but no, like,
you're like, I was the single girl guru, and then I was the dating girl guru, and now I'm the husband guru.
I'm just like, it's cooked. So
lock in Felix.
That's all.
For those that don't know, Serena's mom was the creator of My Super Sweet 16, so she's obviously in the creative space. Yeah. Do you lean on her for support?
Absolutely. Nepo baby through and fucking through, and I will stand on that. I'm standing on business. Yes, this bitch like paved the way for me. I am obsessed with my mom. She's a genius. She was a doctor in Argentina, fully finished residency, was like, fuck this, I'm leaving, and then went to the United States and built an insane career at MTV and in television. So you bet your ass I'm depending on my mom. I mean, like, she's just a great storyteller. She she loves to read. She's a voracious reader. So I really lean on her for that. But English is her second language. So the grammar stuff I had to do solo.
She's more concept.
She's total concept.
What would be your advice to someone who feels like they're doing everything right in dating and still can't seem to find the right person? I feel like I want you to answer this one too.
step outside your fucking comfort zone. Like, you need to do something else. Like, you could be doing all the right things, but I think with Felix, even I stepped outside of my comfort zone. I went on a podcast with this guy. I never go on straight male podcasts, never have in my life. I mean, Joe's not even here. See?
Nope.
There we go.
The one and only. It was meant to be that way.
Like, straight men never wanted me on their podcast. So I was like, okay, fuck it. I'll do it. Like, if you always go to the same coffee shop, switch it up. If you always go to the same workout class, go to a different one. Not with the intention of meeting a man, but I think that if you do something that you love, but you kind of just change the course of your life, it's like the butterfly effect. Yeah. Everyone always says, oh, I didn't want to go to that party. It was raining, but I said, fuck it. I went. And then I met Jessica. Like, it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's always when you did The Bachelor. Like, it's always when you are doing something that just kind of shifts your life a little bit. Yeah. That's when I think you end up meeting someone.
I think also, at least even like when I was single, and then even for my single guy friends now, like, because for some reason it's been imprinted in people's brains that like go out, go to bars, go to like, now if you're that kind of person, that's great. For me personally, I'm not like a huge going out type or partier, and so to force myself to go to those places and then expect that I'm going to find someone that's like me or that I'm into there is setting myself up for failure. So I think one of the things that I've noticed is like kind of go to the places that you would want your significant other to be at, and you'll probably increase the chances.
They weren't at Zero Bond.
Right.
They weren't.
I think it's
so true.
I think it's also just like asking questions can go a long way. And I think, you know, if you're a guy or a girl, like, and you're on a date, or you're even in a setting where you're interested in somebody, like, it's the best way into any kind of conversation and any type of connection. So
I just think that when you go into a scenario being like, if you're like, oh my God, it's Friday night, like, I'm gonna Google like hot places to meet guys in New York City, like, you're never gonna meet the guy. Like, anytime that I was like, I'm hooking up with the guy, and I literally went home alone. Like, when you remove the expectation and just have it be like, I'm going out with my friends, I'm having fun, I'm doing something that I love, I'm gonna take that workout class, I'm gonna step outside my comfort zone, but it's not with the expectation of meeting someone, it's just to just have fun. Because also, like, I say to people, go to the singles events, or like go to the matchmaking, do those things, because you might meet a girl that you really like, and that girl might have a brother, or you might meet a gay and he might have like, so I think it's just about also stepping the fuck outside your house.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is saying something.
You got to get out.
You got to get out of your house. Like, you have to.
You posted a TikTok or a reel or whatever a few days ago, and I was like, Serena just posted this and I love it. And you said, I'm pretty sure your soulmate would want to date you. I'm pretty sure the love of your life would want to date you. And I was like, oh, I love this. I love it's a tough love one, but it's, you know.
I mean, it's just that simple.
People need that big sister energy.
Oh yeah. No, sometimes it's just that simple. The love of your life would want to date you. So if some guy is treating you like a situationship, if you're not getting a text back, like, just move on. There's always another man. There really is always another man.
Oh, there's so many of them.
Right.
There's a bajillion.
They're everywhere, you know.
And they're everywhere.
They're literally
Guys,
everywhere.
we're not cockroaches. Like,
Go see the Odyssey. There's going to be a bunch of them there.
That's such a good point.
Yeah. Go see boy movies.
Go
if
see
you want
boy
to find
movies.
a boy.
But just like, there's that thing of like the scarcity mentality of like, oh my God, there's no good men left. So like, I have to hang on to this one because he like remembered my name. Like, no, babe. Yeah. Like, let's raise the bar a little bit and trust that there is going to be another guy out there. If they're not giving you a fuck yes, it's a no.
And I love with you guys, and I just feel like this really applies to Joe and I as well, like, expanding what you think you want in a guy or what you envision yourself.
Oh,
my God,
absolutely.
I can't speak today. But
absolutely.
I feel like some people, and this can be good or bad, have a very, very particular vision of who they should be dating, looks, age, career, location, all these things. If I went off of that, Joe and I would never be together.
Same. Hello.
Same for you. So I think that's also great advice. I mean, I really relate to it.
Absolutely. There's a chapter in my book called The List, and I do believe that you should write down the attributes that you want in a partner, but I don't think they should be like 6'5", blue eyes, finance, or like Goldman Sachs, because what you don't need him to be 6'5", you want him to be, or 6'1". Hey, you want him to, you want to feel small in his arms, or you want to fuck him. Like, that's what it is at the core. Like, what is the attribute that you want, but look underneath, and what is really like the value underneath the hood of the car. Yeah. So we like that metaphor. But you know what I mean? So it's like, you want to feel attracted to them. Okay, yes. They don't need to have blonde hair for you to feel attracted to them.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So for me, it was like, I didn't need a guy that was like already making millions and millions of dollars. I wanted someone who was really, because a guy could be making millions of dollars and then gambling it all away,
100%.
right? It was about a man who was like ambitious, financially responsible, all those things.
Well, Felix, you're definitely ambitious. Serena just set me up for a perfect segue because I really want to talk about influence meets venture dinners and your company Bullet Pitch. For those that aren't familiar, tell us a little bit about it.
Me and my business partner run a company called Bullet Pitch. We refer to it as a venture media firm, so it kind of is divided into two things. We have like an media and events side of the business, which you have graciously attended one of our dinners.
Graciously invited us.
And then we have an investment arm, and on the investment arm, a lot of it is really to help creators invest in the next best startups. With our whole thesis being that it's never been easier to start a business. The big unique differentiator and advantage and moat is to be able to have great distribution, and content creators, given that all of the attention is digital first, are the ones that have it, and they're starting to make significant amounts of money and kind of fit the perfect angel investor profile. And so that's really a lot of the work that we do. And so on the dinners and events side, it's really to educate and bring creators and founders in the room together. And then on the back end is to find the best startups in the world, invest in them, and help the creators that want to get involved in whichever ones they do.
I want to share you for a second. Joe and I were lucky enough to go to one of these dinners.
Yeah.
You do a great job.
Thank you.
What has been the most successful outcome from one of your dinners?
I mean, it's now happened multiple times where one of the founders that pitched on that evening, we ended up investing in them, not at the dinner that you were at, but we had one back in November and another one now that we'll announce soon that the founders pitched. The entire room was obsessed with the business. And then we had a chat with the founder and we were like, look, and we then did our diligence process and we came to conviction that we wanted to invest in it. And then half that room ended up investing in that deal. And now that business is, it was already crushing, but they're even more crushing. And now we're doing the same thing again. And so I think those outcomes are pretty special. Mm-hmm. Because we don't really plan it like that.
Can you name a couple of the brands for people listening that might just, anything they might be familiar with?
Yeah. On more of like the consumer CPG side, we did a tomato sauce company called Saws. Mm-hmm. We're investing in Masa Chips, or Ancient Crunch, the parent company that does Masa Chips and Vandy Chips. So being able to expose more like consumer creators to businesses like that and vice versa is really cool. And not everything is for everybody, right? But we pride ourselves on being able to be really good finders and pickers, and then at least present the opportunity.
You yourself are an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. You're dating a successful entrepreneur. You work with a ton of entrepreneurs. What would be your advice to people listening that are early in their entrepreneurial careers?
It's not as glamorous as it might sound.
We need to call it something else. Entrepreneur is too sexy of a word.
It's too sexy. And anybody that tells you that, like, I also, there's a lot of like that content that's like aspirational, whatever. Like, it's gritty. Like, even like a small business owner, like on the streets, if you walked outside, like, it is a gritty lifestyle. And I think it just takes time. I think you have to really be uncomfortable with be comfortable with being uncomfortable with uncertainty. Yeah.
And you have to eat, sleep, and breathe your business.
Yeah.
I am so impressed by you both because you are doing so much all the time. Like, it's incredibly impressive. You're both very driven, successful people. How do you do it all? How do you manage to take on all of this work, maintain your healthy relationship, make time for Poncho, make time for yourselves to recharge? Like, I'm not gonna ask what is the secret because there's no secret, but what works for you guys?
Well, obviously crying is a
crying
great release.
And SSRIs.
SSRIs. I think we're both only children who were born in New York City with immigrant parents. Like, I think that that's something that we have in common that has really shaped us uniquely. Mm-hmm. And I think we both are super driven towards our goals, and having that really clearly of like what we want in our future is a great driver. I don't know, Felix has told me I need to work on my self-care a little bit. No?
What's on self-care?
Just maybe like less doom scrolling.
Oh, yeah.
That's a hard one.
I think kind of knowing,
I
think knowing kind of the things that triggers or upset you, and especially in like a wind down period, like if you've been on edge all day, doom scrolling and comparing yourself to 9 other influencer girls, probably not the best way to relax. You know what I mean? Like,
I've actually started leaving my phone outside the bedroom. 6 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah, I got a Hatch alarm clock.
And?
I recommend. I know.
Oh, so you do it?
I do it. Oh, yeah. I like plug it in. No, that's not to say I don't hit a hard scroll in my living
Yeah,
room,
yeah.
stalling going to bed. Like there's pros and cons. Sometimes Joe will be like in bed reading and I'm like, it's plugged in,
like-
but I can't leave it
like
yet.
taking a hit of a vape. It's like, let me just get it
It's
really
just my
quick.
last hit really quick. But for me, it was more of a morning thing. I'm not a good morning person. So it would be the grab in the morning. And then I'm not a good like task starter. So like it would just delay. Anyway, that's a whole other situation.
No,
However,
I got it.
that has been my
That's
solution to do.
really wise. What else do we do?
Yeah, I mean, I think like this is actually a recent thing. Like Serena and also because Serena's office is at home and she spends basically all day at home, right? On the weekends, she wants to like do a lot of things, which is very understandable. She's also very social, and a lot of our job is very social as well, as you know.
Yeah.
And so for me, my office is not at home, and so like when I come home, I want to relax, or on the weekends, I want to watch sports, or I want
Let's
to like.
watch sports all weekend long. Does Joe do that?
Joe gets it. Are you kidding?
A little, but Joe's also a doer. Like I'm the
right,
one being like, can we
you'd be the
please just
one.
lay on the couch?
Right.
Like we've gone on 3 walks already today. Like why do we need to go on another one?
Yeah.
He's like, do you want to go on a run? You want to go to the gym? Like
Yeah.
he's
It's because I'm the Joe in the relationship.
he's very energetic. But yes, he's also happy to sit and watch sports.
Yeah.
The
Damn.
sports.
This crushed my
the
argument.
golf.
But
No, but I'm with you.
Joe likes golf,
Joe loves golf. He's obsessed.
and he watches like the last day on the big championships.
I'm sure he watches the whole championship. He watches all the days of the championships.
So what's the point of this?
Give us your argument. Give us
The
your-
What is the
point of
point?
this is you need to understand yourself and understand what works for you.
Yes.
And like if I want to stay home, Serena is self-sufficient and can go make plans with her
Yes,
friends.
for sure.
And we do so much together. So it's like it's finding a balance of everything.
Yes, understanding that the way Serena recharges might be going out
Correct.
with
Yeah.
friends, and you might be like, oh, I want to go with you, I want to hang out, but what I need today is actually staying at home and relaxing. All right, our game is called Fuck Yes or Fuck That.
Great.
Rapid
Love.
fire. We're going to fly through a couple scenarios,
Great.
and you're going to tell me fuck yes or fuck that. Your partner doesn't post you on social media, but they have a big presence.
Fuck that.
Kind of disagree.
All right, fuck yes for Felix.
Fuck.
Your partner makes significantly less money than you.
Fuck yes.
Crazy the way that the way she just looked at me was nuts. Fuck yes.
Splitting the bill on a first date.
Fuck that.
Fuck that.
Your partner not liking your favorite TV show.
Fuck yes. It's okay to have shows that you want to watch yourself.
Fuck yes.
Your partner is still friends with someone they used to hook up with 5+ years ago.
There's just a lot of situationals.
I would
Okay.
say in general, fuck that.
Okay. A first date with multiple locations lasting more than 5 hours.
Absolutely fuck no. No, fuck that.
Too long.
Signing an NDA before the second date.
Depends on
Who it
who
is.
it is.
Crazy. Fuck that.
Ordering food and splitting everything.
Fuck that.
Oh, Felix likes his own meal. Felix doesn't
Wait,
share
what?
food.
Fuck yes.
Very Joey coded. Not the bill, splitting the food.
Oh, I see.
Ordering food and splitting all the
love this-
food on
Oh,
a date.
Fuck yeah.
Okay. Soft launching a relationship.
Fuck yes. I like it.
You like it? You like a little tease?
We did it. Like a little hand on the butt.
Yeah.
Sharing locations with your partner.
Fuck yes. Just for like safety, not to like stalk. Although,
Fuck yeah.
All right. The way we end out this podcast is we're each going to go around and say one thing we're not married to. It could be anything. I'm not married to when I go into public restrooms and there's not a hook on the back of the door. As a girl, I pretty much always have a bag with me. I need somewhere to hang it. If it's winter, I've got my big ass jacket on. I want to take it off. I want to be able to hang it up because like what else am I supposed to do with it? Like I don't want to put it on the floor. I don't want to still hold it. Like I just like to be comfortable in a bathroom setting. So no hooks on the back of the doors. That's what I'm not married to this week.
I'm not married to touching the doorknobs in bathrooms. I'm also OCD. So it
Okay.
has to be one of those foot things, you know, like the foot ones to open, might be in the men's room, to like open the door instead of the doorknob on the bathroom.
Doorknob? What bathrooms are you going into? What do you mean? Like when
Yeah.
there's a gap where you can just click your foot underneath and
Yeah,
pull the door?
Correct.
Okay. So that's where Felix in my brain is versus Serena.
Sorry.
I'm not married to Felix. I'm not.
But maybe one day?
But maybe absolutely one day. Absolutely one day. But chapter 79 in my book is called Marriage is Not the Finish Line. And I wrote it because I think that as a society, we think that marriage is the ultimate endpoint. And I really think it's just the beginning, right, of a beautiful relationship. And that's not like what we should be racing towards. And you should feel so confident and loved and secure in your relationship, marriage or not. So while it will happen one day, there's no rush because it's not the finish line. The finish line is an amazing, happy, fulfilling relationship.
Wait, are you guys married to getting more dogs? Would you get Poncho a brother or sister?
We would love to get him a brother called Pablo.
Pablo.
I know.
Is that in the works?
It's not in the works right now, but like there's some days where I look at him like, you need a brother. Some days I'm like,
Yeah.
I think we need a couple little things to happen in the next couple months, and then maybe.
I don't know. It's hard because we travel with our dogs, so we love to like bring them everywhere. And then when you
Yeah.
have two, I don't know how you do that. That's
Or
like
just
a
bring
lot.
them both.
That's
Or we
nice.
could
You bring
bring
them
them
both. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is so much I got to talk to you guys about today.
Yeah,
I
we
feel like
love
we
you so
really
much.
need you to come back and do a part 2. But for everyone who wants to learn even more about you, because you guys, there's so much to learn about these two. We haven't even broken the surface here.
We'll
in
come back
this
with Joe.
hours. You have to come back with Joe.
Great.
Tell people where to find you, where to find your book, your Instagram, your YouTube, all the things. Bullet Pitch, tell them.
You can follow me on Instagram at felix.levine if you're interested in anything on the Bullet Pitch side, bulletpitch.com.
You can follow me at Serena Kerrigan on YouTube, TikTok, X, Facebook, Instagram, all the things. And my book, Let's Fucking Date, comes out September 22nd. And if you are looking to become the fucking prize of your life, look no further.
You know what it is? It's a great birthday gift.
It's a great everything.
It's a great gift in general.
Christmas gift,
Christmas.
Thanksgiving gift,
Valentine's Day.
Yes, Monday gift, Tuesday
Monday.
gift.
Treat
Even
yourself.
Thursday.
Treat yourself.
Thank you guys so much for listening to Not Married to This. You can find us on Instagram at Not Married to This Pod or YouTube and TikTok at Not Married to This. Thanks for listening. We'll be here every Wednesday or Thursday. Jesus Christ. Bye.